Hello, my brothers and my sisters. How una dey? So today we want to talk about another interesting topic. And our topic today na say, women suppose preach. Can women preach? Come with me, make we digest this topic together. Now, some people go dey ask these questions. They go dey say, because of the sake of equality, women need to preach, while other people dey forbid and say e dey unbiblical for women to preach. And somewhere in between young Christians who just give their life to Christ, they ask some very important questions. Like, women really need to preach? Some then they confused. Some then they defensive. Some then they curious. And some of them they quietly hot. Like, why they would prevent women from preaching? Now, make we talk about what in the Bible really talk about women preaching and the reaction towards that. E dey na by culture or by wetin God really mean. Now, make we start from the beginning. Make we start where the Bible starts. Creation. In Genesis chapter 1, the Bible make us understand, say God create us both male and female. He create us in his image. That one na be the cocoa of the matter. If we begin with the fall, we go assume say restriction dey. If we begin with the creation, we go see the shared calling why a woman need to preach. And this particular debate, it need to start with the design of God, that is God's design, and not church history. Number 2, they show say creation, they show equality even before it start to show order. In Genesis chapter 1, male and female are both made in the image of God. Meaning say God create us in the same image, he give us the same mandate, he give us the same dignity. While in Genesis chapter 2, they show us the distinction. But distinction no means say one day inferior more than the other one, or one day superior more than the other one. No, as Christian, we need to think with the mind of God, which is think Trinity. We need to think Trinity, which is to say the Son submit to the Father. Submission no equal to lesser nature. You know me say this one did lesser than the other one. So when we dey talk about roles, when we dey talk about this person need to assume this particular role, we need to be very careful not to confuse order with value. A lot of Christians nowadays, they confuse role restriction, and immediately when they hear say, this one dey lesser than a woman supposed to dey under a man. But biblically, authority no dey about worth. Rather, it dey about function. Say because as a man, a woman supposed to dey under him. No, you know they about say na authority over the woman. Rather, it dey about the function where God placed the man above the woman. If you check am, really, the Old Testament no dey silent about women leaders. If you see am, Deborah in Judges chapter 4 verse 5, Deborah na prophet and a judge over Israel. If you check am again for the book of Kings, you go see Huldah, the prophet where be say the king consult, where King Josiah consult. You go see Miriam inside the Bible to the prophetess where they alongside Moses and Aaron. This one no be informal roles, now very serious roles. This particular roles now authoritative spiritual roles. If God categorically oppose women, make them they lead or they speak for them, this particular example of Deborah, Huldah, and Miriam, if or no exist inside the Bible, you know, say like that. Number 3, I say Jesus radically elevate women as disciples, because in the early Jewish context, where women they really train them, they really see them as formal disciples. Jesus welcomed them as learners. Jesus welcomed them with an open arms. Mary of Bethany sits at the feet of Jesus in the book of Luke chapter 10. The posture where you see am, now posture of like a disciple. Jesus no dey silent about women when in they send them. After the resurrection of Jesus Christ, waiting Jesus commissioned women as the first witness. John chapter 20. In a culture where we say women's testimony, they know they take am serious, you know, even they legally acceptable. That is to say, in theology, they no look and say it is significance. But the gospel of Christ no erase gender. Rather, the gospel of Christ redeem gender. Meaning Jesus see both women and men, just as God see us in his image. The fourth one, I say, the early church, they include women in ministry leadership. Paul, they refer to Phoebe, where be say they call diakonos, that is a deacon, and entrust for her hand to deliver the Romans. You go check again, Junia, she did outstanding amongst apostles. What about Priscilla? The one where help instruct Apollos for theology. That is in Acts chapter 18. In 1 Corinthians chapter 11, waiting Paul talk, Paul assumes women pray and prophesy publicly. If they tell them, make them they pray and prophesy publicly. You even provide there, allow them, make them they honorable as they do them. So clearly, even in the Bible, women speaking in church, no day forbidden. The way we God is see and the way we Christ is see, no day forbidden. Because the inside Bible, make women speak and preach. Now, some of now go dey ask, waiting 1 Timothy chapter 2, they talk about say, women, I do not permit a woman to teach. You need to understand context in things like this. The context really matter. Timothy, the pastor for Ephesus, the city will be say he largely they dominated by some idol worshippers, Artemis worshippers, and false teaching. Women for that particular culture, they often they uneducated. They meaning say they don't go school. And some of them, they spread the preaching in error. They preach in error. In 1 Timothy chapter 1 and 1 Timothy chapter 5. Paul, they restrict them because say this restriction, according to Paul, they address a specific situation, a specific concern of women where they know they trained in the gospel. People that know they trained in preaching. They know they promote false doctrine and make them they very volatile. You need to understand, say, Paul allow women to learn. The Greek verb suggests, say, a present restriction no necessarily means, say, it prohibit them blanketly, universally. It prohibit women from preaching. Paul, in another place, they affirm women to teach in Titus chapter 2 and Acts chapter 18. So good theology, sometimes they refuse isolation. If you see a good theology, you need to study them from verse to verse and get the whole Bible narrative. Don't be say you go just hinge on 1 Timothy chapter, the book of Timothy, and tell yourself, say, in 1 Timothy chapter 2, the Bible say no permit women to preach. Read them in context and have the whole picture before you start to quote scriptures in error. I know say you don't listen to my preaching and you don't understand within I did talk. And you know say you never give your life to Jesus Christ. I want make you say this very short prayer with me. Baba God there in heaven, I thank you. I know say I don't sin against you. With all the nyama sin where I don't sin, I pray say may you forgive me. I don't ready to accept you as my Lord and personal Savior. If you know say you don't pray this very short prayer with me, run to any Bible believing church, denomination no dey heaven no. Welcome my humble and faithful servants. Now that one, all of us expect to hear at the great white throne when we appear before God. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and even comment. All of now are the share, at the see you now. God bless you now. Thank you. May God cause his face to shine upon you and may he be gracious unto you. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye. Stay in the love of God. Bye.